All right, how's everyone doing today? Um, Today we're going to cover the sixth commandment, and while we're in here, we're probably gonna have to just get the sixth and ninth together. Okay, sins contrary to the sixth commandment: Thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, I think one of the first things we need to remember is that people my age, I think, especially men, we're all very guilty of this. So if if any of these sins you've committed, make sure you get the number of times. You don't need to say every single detail. You just need to say the number and what you did. Um, and if you can't come up with the direct number, you say, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have fornicated every single day of my life for the last 15 years. Like, you don't have to do 15 times 365 and then, add 3 extra days because they were leap years and you did it on. No, no, no. I mean, I've had one priest just tell me say many times if you don't know. But you should try and get the most accurate number you can, because when you're at your judgment, the demons are going to be, they're going to be accusing you of the same number and kind. That's why we tell you to say number and kind. They'll have the exact numbers, but if you're actually sorry for what you did, you committed, you confessed it. I have no reason to believe that Jesus will not have mercy on you. Okay, so we remember Jesus said that even looking at a woman with lust is committing adultery. So, impure thoughts, if you've had those, write them down. How many times? Okay. Impurity and immodesty in words, looks, and actions, whether alone or with others. So, modesty is very, I guess, gray. For example, I don't go swimming anymore. Uh, you know, if I'm gonna have my shirt off in front of people, I think that's immodest. Of course, I guess I could swim with a shirt on, but I mean, that's weird. And I you know, swimming isn't, I don't think, necessary for my salvation, so I probably shouldn't be doing it anyway. Uh, Men, do not wear shorts to mass. I don't care if it's 105 degrees, put on some pants. Offer it as a penance if you have to. But, and same thing with women. Women, I mean, I don't need to say it, but I'm pretty sure you know how to dress. If your skirt is above your knee, that's bad. Actually, you shouldn't even really be wearing pants to mass for that matter, because it's a distraction to men. No, I'm not saying that men shouldn't, control themselves, because we should. It goes both ways, but, we're both necessary in helping each other. Same thing with men. You wear pants. Wear nice clothes to Holy Mass, right? This is the celebration. This is heaven. Okay? If you're not looking the best, then you're setting a bad example, especially for young people. Okay. Telling and listening to dirty jokes. Now, let's get this right. Listening and hearing. So hearing is, it's not that you want to even, pick up those frequencies in the air. Listening, for example, is something you do with joy. So, if you know someone who's known for telling naughty jokes, and they say, "Hey, Chester, I got a good one for you, man." If if you're Chester, like, no, I'm sorry, I can't listen to that anymore. It's sinful. Of course you're probably gonna get made fun of and whatever, but for the sake of salvation, I don't think you should really care if you're gonna get made fun of. It's your soul we're talking about here. You don't want to die and go to hell, right? Okay, wearing immodest clothing. Men, women, if your mom or your grandma, if you wouldn't want them to see you wearing that, probably don't wear it, right? If the Blessed Virgin Mary wouldn't wear it, you shouldn't wear it either. There we go. There's a better one. Buying, renting, or watching indecent movies, television, or books. Pornography as well as books which contain impurity. So, you know, I quit watching movies, to be honest. They're just really a waste of time. I mean, I watch the PG movies like I love The Lorax, I love Home Alone. Uh, I watch historical films, but like this new nonsense that they got coming out, Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, I used to like that stuff back in 7th grade, but you know, in 7th grade, I also did some other really nasty things. So, I mean, you know, as I grow more spiritually aware of myself, you know, I find that, you know, just quit watching movies. Watch sports, watch EWTN, watch or listen to documentaries and podcasts. Just quit watching those stupid movies. What a waste of time. And the jokes, man, I used to think those were funny. Those are so bad. Okay. Masturbation. You know, so man, you know, going into the confessional, this might be the most embarrassing thing you have to commit. If you think you're not gonna have the courage to say it, just say it first. Say it first. Get it out of the way. And it is shameful, right? We should have some sorrow in saying all these things. Not because it's more embarrassing to us, but because it's a sin against Jesus, right? Jesus was a virgin. The Blessed Virgin Mary was a virgin. Holy Saint Joseph was a virgin. The whole Holy Family were virgins. And, you know, I think it's a slap in the face when we're committing these impure sins. Of course, by nature, by biological makeup. I mean, this is what, you know, I guess what's expected of us. However, we can control it. That's what science likes to forget, is we have control over everything we do. Okay. Fornication. You know, and if you're guilty of these, it's not the end of the world, right? Sure, it's very grave, it's very bad, but if you're sorry that you did it and you want to be forgiven, you know, all you need to do is go to confession with a priest. Okay? And it'll all be taken care of. So, fornication is also known as premarital sex, if you didn't know. And even sex within marriage can be sinful, because sex should only be used to procreate. If you're having sex just to have sex, that's mortally sinful. That's an abuse of temperament, and it's an abuse of your gifts, right? It's such a special gift. Okay. Prostitution. And I think even now, like with the digital sales of the body, like, you know, if you're making videos on, I don't even need to say the websites, but I mean, I think anyone watching these videos can infer what I'm talking about. You know, you're selling videos of yourself, although you might not necessarily be with someone else, you might be alone. It's still prostitution, right? Sodomy. So that would be like homosexual practices, both men and women. Adultery. So, you know, cheating on your wife. Divorce. Marriage is legal and it is binding according to the Bible. So, you know, once you get married to the person you marry, you're married forever. You know, probably when you're dating them, you should figure out if you're going to be able to stay with them forever till your natural death, right? Polygamy, so that's having many or more wives. Incest, so that would be marriage within the family. I think the rule is you can marry your second cousin once removed and then all third cousins. But to be safe, probably say third cousin once removed and then all fourth cousins. Okay, sexual abuse. You know, obviously if you're abused, you can't help that. But if you're molesting people, touching them inappropriately, go to confession. Rape. Prolonged and sensual kissing. So, you know, if you're kissing more than 3 seconds and you're not married and that's morally sinful. You know, kiss on the cheek, kiss on the forehead, kiss on the lips. Yeah. Petting or foreplay outside the context of marriage and within the context of marriage, not ordering foreplay to the consummation of the natural conjugal act, are not done in a due mode according to the natural law. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know really what that means. Foreplay or petting, I don't know what that is either. I mean, that's, if you're doing any of that, you probably know what that is. Don't do it. Immodest dancing. Parents, don't send your kids to school dances. I went to school dances once, or twice, or 3 times, or whatever. They're terrible times. That's all it is. It's bad. And the worst part is that the people watching us, they don't even care because they let it happen. I can't imagine how many people are getting groped at those things. It's just terrible. It's not good. Don't send your kids to school dances. Dating without taking the necessary precautions to safeguard purity or one's faith. So, if the person you're going to date, is, a little too physical, don't date them. Take them to mass a lot of times. Teach them about the Blessed Virgin Mary, and then, maybe consider it. Also, if they're Protestant and you're Catholic, don't date them. Convert them first, then date them. But, you probably shouldn't be dating anyone that's not going to align with you. Faithfully. And then the ninth commandment forbids all impure thoughts and desires which we take deliberate pleasure in thinking. So, this is where, it kind of gets a little tricky. Because, yes, all people are designed to procreate, especially men. Now, you see a pretty girl and you say, wow, she is pretty. But that's where you need to leave it. If it goes any further, if you start fantasizing, that's sinful. Now, if she's your wife, that's another thing. But I'm guessing most of the people watching this are probably not married. So, if you're just having impure thoughts just to, take pleasure in thinking them, that's sinful. Go to confession for it. So, if you have any questions about any of these things, leave them down in the section and I'll try and answer them. And then hopefully we can get you in a state of grace. God bless you all. Goodbye.